Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. So I'm a little bit worse for wear currently, my throat hurts, I've got a little bit of con flu, but that's beside the point. I want to talk about Season 9 and what it's going to bring. This video will be broken down into two parts. The first part will be talking about the current state of the game with some Omnic meta stats, talking about which heroes are quite good now and what heroes aren't performing as well as they should be. Omnic Meta are a tremendous website to help you find out the current state of the game, and you can find all of their details including their Twitter in the description. Once we've gone over the current state of what the game actually is like at the moment, we'll be talking sort of speculation surrounding the hero changes that we'll see from Sombra, Doomfist and May currently on the PTR, and how that's going to change up the shape of the game once these changes hit live. However, before we jump in, I wanted to quickly shout out an event that we will be doing as part of Overwatch Central called Ultimate Hombre. This will be happening in Birmingham in the Midlands of the UK on the 18th of March, which is a Sunday. It's an all-day thing, we're going to be there all day. There's loads of stuff to compete in for Overwatch, for some big prizes, and there's also other games as well that will be going on. Tickets are currently £7.50 as an early bird if you get them now, but there's only a select amount of those available, so do try and snap them up quickly if you're interested in going. It's at the Prism nightclub in Birmingham. It's pretty much city centre, so it's quite easy to get to, but if you're interested in the event, I do recommend checking in the description just so you know everything that's going on. So I want to do this a little bit differently to how we do What's the Meta. In that series we go over literally everybody and talk about their space in the game, but for this I really want to focus on the heroes that are doing really well, the heroes that are doing quite as well. So let's start with the winners right now, and I think we have to start with Moira. It's no surprise that really she's on the thumbnail right now. She hasn't gone up that much in popularity since the previous meta report, but she's still in a stalwart position, and she is the most popular hero in the game currently, taking over Mercy, of course, but also D.Va as well. Her popularity in GM at least has risen almost 5%, which is a huge jump anyway. So it seems that the top tiers are finally warming up to her, and she's been used a hell of a lot more. If you're looking at the supports as well, another high riser is actually Zenyatta, who in the higher tiers as well has gone up in popularity quite a bit too. 2% on average, but in Master and Gem it's about 8% as well. So again, another hero that's maybe people decided that they were going to drop off a little bit with, play a bit more Moira, but it seems that both of these supports maybe play together in a strategy. Maybe lacking the Lucio, of course, but Moira can put out an absolute ton of healing, so she could maybe be a, in inverted commas, main support in that regard. But also, it seems that Mercy's popularity hasn't dropped completely. She's not really gone up, but she's in a period now where she's risen in some skill tiers, but also dropped in others. So it finally seems that the drop on Mercy has kind of stagnated a little bit, and she's kind of plateaued. But actually, Reinhardt's risen a little bit. Not by much. That might be just for those situations where Reinhardt's a pretty decent pick, and he pairs up well with the likes of Lucio and Moira especially as well, so he's in a good position. I think he could be better, honestly, but it's nice to see Reinhardt no longer with his face in the mud and is actually trying to hold his own. When the tanks themselves have been very competitive, a lot of them are viable, and it's kind of the same with the supports. Even Mercy to an extent is competing with all of the others, apart from Symmetra, but Symmetra is on the chopping board for some changes very, very soon. Now let's look at the actual sort of losers so far, what is actually happening in the game, what heroes are in the red right now, and I actually have to start with Anna. Anna was one of those big misconception heroes. I did definitely notice that when Mercy got nerfed and her pick rate dropped tremendously, a lot of people flocked back to Anna. Not necessarily because she was the best hero right now, but because a lot of people enjoy playing her, and that's fine. However, what we are currently seeing in the game is that Anna's pick rate went up, and now it's starting to drop again once people realise that she's still not quite as viable as people make her out to be. Her biggest drop was actually Masters of 7.64, and it was about 5% in GM, on average about 3.4% drop in total, which doesn't seem like much, and it's probably the biggest drop that we've seen in the game so far. And I feel that this is going to keep going and going as people go, oh, let's play Anna again. Oh yeah, she's still not as good as we had hoped that she'd be in this current setting, especially with people talking about triple and quad tanks going in as well. Anna would love to be in those situations. She is a tremendous hero. I absolutely love playing with good Annas, but she's currently lacking in a department somewhere, and I feel that she just needs a little bit more of Blizzard's love, and she'll be in a really, really good position. As I said, All of the supports are quite competitive now, but Anna's struggling to keep up with Moira and Zenyatta especially. I did want to show the support graph in total to show you how it's not really the end of the world. Anna's still in and amongst the other supports in the game currently, but nobody's really hitting those Moira levels who's looking really good. If I show you the whole graph in total, you can see that it's pretty consistent almost. I actually want to add Junkrat to the winners of this list quite surprisingly. He hasn't actually gone anywhere, and that's exactly why I want to add him onto this part. Why is that? Well, people were expecting Junkrat to drop tremendously when these nerfs went through, and whilst he did drop, it's not as bad as a lot of people seem to think. He isn't as useful a lot of the time, but he's still a pretty strong hero, having a pretty similar pick rate to Soldier 76 in the highest tiers especially. So he's in a pretty good spot right now, and I really wanted to highlight that. Widowmaker as well is starting to climb up a little bit. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that she's a winner in this tier. Diva is a tremendous pick to have at any given time. It doesn't feel like Blizzard are going to change anything about her anytime soon. And she's a hero that I've been picking up a lot, so she definitely goes on my winners list for now as well. But just generally, the tanks and the supports look in a really solid position right now. But that's the current state of the game currently, and hopefully you agree with my list. If there's any heroes that you feel I should have mentioned, then put them in the comments below. But right now, I think the game is in a pretty good spot. I'd love to see Anna buffed a little bit, but other than that, I feel that the heroes currently are looking quite good. Now let's talk about the buffs and changes that we know are coming because they're currently on the PTR. So that would be Sombra, that would be Doomfist, that would be Mei. I want to talk about their impact on the game if they go through as they are. A hero that makes it onto the winners list, of course, is Sombra. I feel that people really like the changes. Everybody that got a hold of them and played them when they were accidentally put to live really enjoyed the different playstyle of this hero, and that doesn't even include the ability to hack certain passive abilities, like Pharah being able to hover with her jetpack, Genji being able to wall climb, that kind of stuff. Being able to hack those abilities in particular is going to absolutely shut down the likes of Genji and Pharah. And it's going to be interesting to see an EMP actually take a pharmacy combo out of the sky, really clipping their wings. However, Sombra also makes it to my losers pile as well. I really like the Sombra changes on the PTR. I think they make her very much an exciting hero, but most importantly, they make her a DPS hero. Sombra has been in a really weird place for such a long time, and I hesitate to call her a support hero or how she's been acting for 2CP, but she's definitely been abused and exploited in a way for the fact that she can get her ultimate so quickly when her teammates are using her health pack. The reason why I wanted to add her on the losers list is she has viability in the top tiers for those 2CP game modes, especially now that Mercy's been nerfed in the Overwatch League. We've seen Sombra a hell of a lot more than we did, and with the addition of her no longer getting ult charge from health packs, that whole playstyle has been taken away from her, and with that, the complete viability she had being a 2CP goddess. And whilst I do think it's a massive nerf in that area, it's for the better, and it's for the better as Sombra's playstyle and the way that she is meant to be as a hero especially. So that's why for me she is both a winner and a loser, but I did want to highlight that there is a negative connotation to these changes for Sombra especially. I mean, it's obviously good news for Doomfist and Mei currently, so I would sort of argue that they would be winners for sure, but the question is by how much. Are these changes really going to make him in a viable spot? Certainly looks like for Blizzard, they just want to make him a little bit stronger. They don't want to make him overpowered, put us into a Doomfist Mei meta, as much as I'm sure Chipsa and Jardio would absolutely love that. But really, it leaves Blizzard room to maybe adjust and to improve stuff as they go along by just iterating on stuff bit by bit by bit. Now, I could say a similar thing for Symmetra, Torbjorn and Hanzo, who are also on the list to get changes very soon, but because we don't know how long it's going to be until we see these changes on the PTR, there is a strong chance that these changes may not even hit on the live servers whilst we're still in Season 9. So I'm not going to put them on this list at all, not until at least we know what these changes are going to be. As for losers during this period with these Sombra changes going through, I think everyone. Honestly, I'm genuinely scared of how strong Sombra could be now that her hack is a lot quicker, now that she's been focused into being this assassin style, hunting people down. The likes of Zenyatta, I feel especially, are going to be losers, been sort of hacked, jumped on very quickly by a Sombra, and most especially the EMP taking out a chunk of his health. Moira is a hero that has a lot of backup options to get out of tricky situations, but if she gets hacked, she doesn't have her fade, she doesn't have her orbs, and suddenly becomes a very squishy target to be taken down. So again, another hero that needs to be very, very careful. I think the tanks are going to be somewhat okay. Reinhardt's going to have a horrible time trying to keep his shield up. Diva will get mowed down if the hack comes in well timed with the defense matrix, but basically anybody that can get hacked by Sombra is going to have a bit of a tougher time. But again, the question remains, by how much? And as you can see, this is why I wanted to keep the two separate. I really wanted to separate the fact from almost a speculation here, but I think we all know how Sombra is going to sort of pan out, and if she becomes a much more meta hero, she will change the face of the game as we know it. But bearing in mind as well, during Season 9 we will get to find out who Hero 27 is. The teasers are starting to come out now bit by bit, and because of that, it's a very exciting time to be an Overwatch player. Bit of a longer in-depth video as I wanted to cover a lot of stuff in this video. But thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you next time.